Reach underneath your sit bones and pull anything extra over to the side. Resting the hands on the thighs. Allow your eyes to close. We're going to do some deep breathing in through our nose, out through the mouth. Letting go of the day so far. Place one hand on the heart, other on your belly. Inhale in, feel the chest rise, feel the belly expand. Exhale, belly button presses into the spine. Exhaling completely. We're going to go ahead and count our inhales. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2. Hold. 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Go ahead, do one more round on your own, counting 4 breaths in, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, and hold for 4. Allow your breaths to return to normal. Easy breathing in through your nose. One more breath out through your mouth. You can place your hands back on your thighs, roll our shoulders up to our ears and down our back, shoulder blades down back. One more big roll, shoulders up toward the ears, shoulder blades down the back. We're going to place our right hands to the side, inhaling up, left arm overhead. Gaze can be up at the hand that's overhead. Inhaling, expanding. Exhaling, reaching. Go ahead and inhale back up. Second side. Exhale over. Walk your lower hand out a little bit away from your hips. Hand that's overhead stretches over, reaching the chest wide. Inhaling, expanding. Exhaling, stretching through the side body. One more big inhale. And exhale. Making sure your hips stay on the floor. Inhaling back up to center. We're going to rest our hands on our thighs. Exhale, curl the spine. Inhale, extend the spine, gaze is up toward the ceiling. Exhale, bring the seated cat-cow. Inhaling, extending the spine. Exhaling, flexing the spine. Belly button toward the spine in the exhale. One last inhale, gazing up. Exhale, hurling down, chin to chest. Return to neutral seated position. And we're going to inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale to the side. Your back arm can be behind the hips, on the blanket, or on the floor. Front arm reaching toward your thigh. You can rest the back of the hand on the thigh. Twisting from the torso. Chest is wide. Gaze is back over the back shoulder for a nice stretch in the neck. Inhaling, expanding up through the crown of the head. Exhaling, twisting through the spine. On your inhale, reach back up to the front. Exhale to the second side. Inhaling all the way down through the belly, expanding. Chest is open. Backhand touching the floor. Spread the fingers wide. Gaze over the back shoulder. Front hand resting on the thigh. Palm facing out. Inhaling, stretching up through the crown of the head. Exhaling, twisting through the spine. Hips face forward. Feel your sit bones grounding down. Inhale back up to center. Palms come together, down to heart center. You can remove the blanket. And let's meet the table. Spreading the hands wide, hands below the shoulders. Fingers toward the front of the mat. Knees beneath the hips. Toes flat on the floor. Tops of the feet down. Inhale up into cow. Exhale to cat. Relaxing the neck. Cat. Inhaling up into cow. Extending the spine. Gazing up. And exhaling down. Chin to chest. Flexing the spine. Inhale up. Cow. And return to cat. On the exhale. Let's meet in neutral on table. Elbows facing one another. We're going to next make sure that the hands are still underneath the shoulders and inhale one arm up overhead, gazing up at that hand if you're able. And then that hand will come under the opposite shoulder and down. Reach the front hand that's on the mat a little bit forward toward the front of the mat. Relax into thread the needle. Hips are even, pressing into the floor, down through the knees and shins and feet evenly. Stretching through the extended arm and the shoulder that's underneath the body. Big inhale and exhale here. Walk your extended arm back so that the hand is under the shoulder, pressing down, inhaling up, and meet in table. Second side, move the bottom hand a little toward the center of the mat. Inhale, the second arm up and under the opposite shoulder, reaching through and thread the needle. The arm that's supporting can walk forward, extending out through that arm like a downward facing dog arm. Palm down, relax the shoulder. Breathe into the pose, relaxing, stretching through that upper shoulder. One more big inhale. And exhale out through the nose, belly to spine. Walk the extended hand back in, under the shoulder, pressing through the mat and up, extending up with the opposite arm and back to table. And we're going to press back into Vajrasana, onto our feet. Feel the tops of the feet pressing into the mat, stretching the toes active. If you need to, you can sit on a block if you'd like in this pose to make it a little bit easier. Just place the block between the feet or a blanket will also work. And I'm going to go ahead and bring the block, sit on my heels, palms to thighs, shoulders rolling back and down, extending through the crown and the spine. Imagine there's a balloon attached to the top of your head, lifting it up into the clouds. Grounding down, hips are heavy, the tops of the heels. We can go ahead and move forward onto our palms and curl the toes under, sit back onto the heels for a little extra foot stretch. The balls of the feet pressing down into the mat, hips are on the heels. Relaxing the shoulders, spine straight, crown of the head, reaching up, jaw relaxed, drawing back slightly. Breathe here, allow those feet to stretch. This is very beneficial for our feet. Go ahead and move forward back into table. Next, we're going to move into child's pose. With the arms extended forward. Breathing into the back. Forehead relaxing onto the mat. Inhaling up from child's pose. We're going to meet again in tabletop. For tabletop, extend back leg forward, or back leg to the back of the mat. Pressing through the balls of the feet, letting the weight shift from the hands to the foot and knee. Shifting back and forth a little bit, stretching the calf. From here, putting your weight evenly through the front hands and the back legs. Lift the extended leg off, up, foot removes from the floor. Sole of the foot reaches toward the back wall, hips are even. Inhaling here, keeping the abdominals active. Steady the core, and if you are able, reach the opposite hand forward toward the front of the mat. Thumb is lifted toward the ceiling. Inhaling, stretching along through the body. Keeping the core stable and strong, making sure the back is not arched. Inhaling, and on the next exhale, you can bring your elbow to your knee. Inhaling, extend. Exhaling, curl the knee and elbow together. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl elbow to meet the knee. One last inhale, extending. And return the hand and the knee to the mat. Second side, extend the opposite foot out. Shift the weight from the forward to the back part of the mat. Allowing that calf to get a nice stretch with the ball of the foot on the ground. Go ahead, return to the center. Weight even through the hands and the knee, the shin, and the foot is down. We'll lift that second foot, lifting through the leg. Hips are stable. Place the hands directly under the shoulders. Reaching back with the sole of the foot toward the wall behind you. If this is enough, stay here. If you would like to work a little farther, you can inhale the front hand up toward the front of the mat, extending out through the fingertips. Thumb is reaching toward the sky. The hand that's supporting you stays steady. Make sure your elbow is pointing toward the long side of the mat. Extend out long. Steady the core, bringing the belly button into the spine on the exhale. On your next inhale, stretch long. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhaling, stretching from the front to the back. Exhaling, knee to elbow. Inhaling, stretching forward and back evenly. Knee to elbow. Inhale long one more time. And place the hand and then the knee back to the mat in table. Next, we will move into downward facing dog. Pressing the palms into the mat. Hips back. Hips reach up and then back. You can walk your dog, extending the heels to the floor one at a time, keeping the knees slightly bent. Elbows are toward one another. Neck relaxed, head between the arms. Pressing through the palms and the fingertips. Go ahead and let your legs reach where they're going to today. Your heels could be reaching toward the floor. They don't need to be touching. For down dog, we're going to step one foot up between the hands. If you need help moving that leg, it doesn't make it up all the way, you can grab behind the calf with your hand and help it up a little bit. So now that your foot is between the palms, we're in lunge. A low lunge, pressing back through the foot. You can also lower the knee if that's easier. Get a little bit of a different stretch, more through the groin. We're gonna move our hips back, walking the hands back toward the back knee. Allow that foot to flex from the front, toes toward the sky. Exhale the front foot back to the mat. Inhaling and exhaling, allowing the flow of your breath to help your movement back and forth. Go ahead and move back forward into the lunge and press back into downward dog. Move the second foot up between the hands. Again, with a little assist from the hand if you need that. We're in lunge. You can lower the knee to the ground if you'd like. Make sure you get a nice deep stretch. The knee stays at a 90-degree angle so that you can see your toes. Knee does not go past the toes. Can move the hips back by walking the feet back. Toes stretching up to the sky and the front foot. Flex and point with your breath. Flexing and pointing the front foot. A nice stretch in the calves, the hamstrings. Inhale forward into the lunge. And press back into down dog. From down dog, we're going to move into plank. You can lower the knees down, hips down, chest down, hands underneath shoulders, pressing up into cobra. Shoulder blades down the back, legs active. And press one more time into downward facing dog. And walk the feet to the hands. In a forward fold. From here, inhale, halfway lift, extending the top of the head toward the wall in front of you, and back down into the fold. Inhaling, curling up the spine, one vertebrae at a time, into mountain pose. Palms face the front of the mat. Inhale, arms up overhead, palms together to heart center, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Palms can be on the thighs or the shins. Exhaling, forward fold. Allow the knees to be a little soft. Forward fold, step one foot back. Allow the back foot to be at a 45-degree angle. Your heels are slightly separated, like they're on separate skis. Inhaling up into warrior one. We can have the hands at the waist to begin, making sure the hips are aligned toward the front of the mat. When that feels stable, you can inhale the arms up overhead, tucking the lower ribs, extending equally through both front and back legs. Gaze can be up overhead between the hands or straight forward. Knee is bent 90 degrees in the front, making sure you can still see those big toes. Inhale from here and exhale, to warrior two. We're going to change the feet slightly so that the back foot is more aligned with the short edge of the mat. The front foot moves toward the center of the mat. Extend them equally out to the arms. Torso is centered above the hips. Make sure you're not too far forward or back. The hips open to the long side of the mat. Shoulders relax down the back, extending up through the crown of the head. Gaze over the front fingers. Inhale here. On the exhale, we can reach back. Your back arm could rest the hand on the thigh. The upper hand reaches overhead. Gaze can be at the palm, if that is okay for your balance. Exhale back into warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhaling, warrior two. Go ahead and pivot back to the ball of the back foot. Hands can be at the waist. And we're going to place the hands down to either side of the front foot. In the lunge, we can inhale, exhale, twisting toward the bent knee. Hand can be up overhead or at the hip or behind the back. Extending equally through both feet. Inhaling, spine extending straight. Exhaling, twisting. Go ahead and place the foot on the other, or the hand on just to the side of the foot. You're framing the front foot with your hands. Press down into downward facing dog. Down dog, forward into plank, knees down, hips down, chest. Hands under shoulders, pressing up into cobra, legs are active. Gaze toward the front wall and down into downward dog. Second side from downward dog, we're going to step the opposite foot up. Go ahead and switch the side of my mat just to show you better. From here, we're going to angle that back foot into a 45-degree angle. Heels on separate tracks. Inhaling up, hips toward the front of the mat. Take a moment to place your hands on your hips, making sure they're aligned. This is too wide, step in a little bit with the back foot. And make sure that the knee is bent just at 90 degrees. You can still see your toes. Arms can go up overhead, gaze can go forward or up between the hands. Inhaling, making sure your lower ribs are tucked in, chest is open. And then exhale, we can move into warrior two. Stepping the back foot a little further open to meet parallel with the back of the mat. The front leg is still bent, moving the foot slightly more to the center of the mat, making sure to extend equally through both arms. Hips are opening to the long side of the mat. Inhaling up through the spine, through the crown of the head, extending energy down through the feet equally. Gaze over the front fingertips. Inhale. On your next exhale, place the back hand on the back thigh. Back fingers reaching up overhead, or front fingers reaching up overhead. Gazing up if you are able with the balance. Back into warrior two. And exhale, reverse warrior. Move with the breath, warrior two, and reverse warrior. More warrior two, and reverse. Once we return to warrior two, we're going to move our hands back overhead or to the hips, back foot onto the ball, hips returning to the facing the short side of the mat, and we'll move our hands to frame our foot in the front. From here, from the lunge, walk that foot over to the side just a little bit more, extending evenly through the feet, and twist to the side. Arm overhead, twisting toward that bent knee. Energy even between both legs. Inhaling, extending from the heel to the crown of the head. Exhaling, twisting toward that knee. Turn the foot of hand to the mat, the other side of the foot, and pressing back into downward facing dog. From down dog, we're going to move back down. And we're going to slow it down a little bit, do some floor work here. Moving into child's pose. In child's pose, we're gonna move into our hands to a modified plank, pressing down. From here, extend the toes to the back of the mat, placing the elbows under the shoulders and hands to the mat, sitting the spine up into cobra. Gaze the wall in front of you. Hips are heavy, pressing down into the mat. Legs are active. Breathing here. Standing through the crown of the head. A nice spine stretch. Lower back. Inhaling. Exhale down. Place the forehead on the hands stacked on one another with a crocodile. And go ahead and relax here. Inhaling into the lower back. And exhaling. After you take a breath or two in crocodile, we're going to press back up. And we're going to move into a seated staff pose. And staff, standing the feet in front of the body on the mat, sitting up tall. If you'd like, you can use a blanket here to support the hips. I'm going to sit on my mat. So making sure the sit bones are rooted down into the mat. Sit up tall, toes flexed. Make sure the knees are a little soft. And from here, we can extend up and fold forward. Keeping the back straight, spine does not curl over. Just walk your feet down your shins as far as you can while keeping the spine aligned. You can grab the toes if you'd like. If you're having trouble reaching, you can use a strap to reach those feet. Go ahead and grab onto the strap, allowing the spine to stay straight as you fold forward. Breathing in and out. In and out. Inhale back up into bound ankle pose. Soles of the feet together, leaving a little space between the heels and the hips. And bring it in a little bit more for a little bit more of a stretch. And we can place our hands on our feet, inhaling the crown of the head up. Feel the sit bones heavy into the mat. When you exhale, go ahead and fold forward from here. Getting a nice groin stretch. Inhaling and exhaling. If you have a block, you can use a couple blocks of support here or block in a blanket. You can move far forward enough to relax down, making sure you keep your spine aligned, however. You can stack the fists. Inhale back up. And we can use our hands to help our knees come back together and roll onto the back. Bringing the knees into the chest. We can grab our shins pull our knees to our chest, or we can grab underneath onto the thighs, whichever is most comfortable and your body allows you to today. Inhaling, feel the lower back expand into the mat. Exhaling, belly button to spine. You can place your hands just above the knees and make little circles with the knees, clockwise, and changing direction. From here, we can move into bridge pose.